Copenhagen do tej grupy.
No, jak ja wychodzę z domu, to już jest widno. Właściwie jak się budzi.
And you need to work out a little bit of technology. So that would happen to us. Okay, thanks. Thank you everyone for coming. We had 3 days to organize this protest because only sometimes Polish Parliament works in mysterious ways. So we want to thank you everyone from whatever country you are from for coming and showing solidarity with Polish women. I'll tell you a little bit of housekeeping, so we have only about 45-50 minutes now. What we want to do is to do a little speech to say why we are here. Of course, because we are very angry, but my friends Olga nervous. Olga and Agnieszka will do a little speech about why we are here, and then we have 3 beautiful speakers from Sex and Samvod, Amnesty International and Feministisch Initiative. Yay! Thank you for coming. So after the speeches, we would really like to make a solidarity video with our sisters in Poland. So we want to make a solidarity video when we're going to do a little speech in Polish, and then we will shout "Stop the ban!" So if you are taking pictures or videos, remember to hashtag solidarity with Polish women and stop the ban. Okay? Thank you. So that's it from me, and now you have Agnieszka. Olga!
Yes, we would like to welcome everyone and thank you for being with us today because we are very angry. And we've gathered here because of our anger. We cannot stand and watch our government violate our fundamental rights and puts Polish women's health at risk. So we are here to fight the dangerous and new restrictions on abortion. The law in Poland is already one of the most restrictive in the world. Abortion is only allowed if the pregnancy is a result of rape or incest, and if the woman's life is in danger, or in case of severe or fatal impairment. So the bill aims to ban that last prerequisite that makes 95 of legal abortions, forcing Polish women to give birth to children that are to children that in 75% cases will die in unbearable pain after being born. And now is Agnieszka.
Brawo, Arci.
Bravo.
No woman should be forced to continue a pregnancy against her will or face life, health or legal risk as a result of having an abortion. It is a clear violation of our sexual and reproductive rights, but also an offense against our dignity. We demand full recognition of women's right to safe and legal abortion in all 3 cases guaranteed by Polish law. And we are not alone in this fight. The UN, Amnesty International and women's rights organizations are calling the Polish Parliament to reject a draft bill. Together we will stop it. We want everyone to know that Polish women do not agree with the barbaric law discussed in the Polish Parliament. Let's get it started! Please welcome Monika Rosenthal from Feministisch Initiative.
So, I hope that you can hear me, otherwise I'll just shout louder. But I'll start by saying hello, hi, and dzień dobry. My name is Monika Rosenthal, and I'm one of the Danish Feminist Initiative spokespersons. Today, the Danish Feminist Initiative stands with the Polish people and fight for the Polish women's right to their own body and the possibility to have an abortion. Not only when a fetus is terminally ill, but the right to abortion no matter what the circumstance.
Yeah.
In Denmark, the right to have an abortion was legalized in 1973. For many women, such as myself, we have been born with the right to have an abortion up till the 12th week of pregnancy without having to give a reason. We have grown up knowing that we have the right to choose, that we have the right over our own bodies, that just because we are women, we are not forced into despair that can cause permanent sacrifice and damage just because we are the childbearing gender. And we, in the Danish Feminist Initiative, believe and will fight for that every woman in the world should have this right. In Poland, however, since 1993, women have only had the right to terminate a pregnancy if the life of the fetus is under threat, when there is a grave threat to the health of the mother, or if the pregnancy resulted from rape or incest. Poland already has one of the most severe abortion laws in Europe, and now the right-wing parties practically want to ban the right to have an abortion altogether, as they want to force women to give birth to babies that are sure to die or severely deformed. The Feminist Initiative asks, and again, pardon my language, but what the fuck? Are you serious? Why should a woman be branded a criminal for terminating a pregnancy, for choosing to decide over her own body? To the Law and Justice Party, the PIS, we too say piss off. Because there's absolutely no justice for women in Poland if this law passes. We ask, how can a society force women to endure all of this pain? How can a society let women become slaves of their own bodies? How can a society incriminate women for the right to choose? And I ask myself, how would I react if I didn't have the right and choice to abort a sick or deformed fetus? How would I feel if I had to carry a fetus for 40 weeks, knowing that the fetus would die after being born? How would my mind and body react when forced to carry a fetus that would suffer because of its deformities? How would you? How would anybody? The Feminist Initiative believes that the right to have an abortion, no matter the circumstance, is a fundamental right in the struggle towards gender equality and basic human rights. Unfortunately, these fundamental rights are under threat. With more and more right-wing and nationalist parties gaining power, the basic human rights are under threat, which is why it is so important that we stand united here today. We must never take these rights for granted, but keep fighting for their existence. And we must never just turn the other cheek, submitting ourselves and future generations to inhumane legislation that subjects women to not being able to choose freely. We must keep on speaking up, and therefore, and I haven't finished my speech, but I think that we should start by giving a huge applause for the initiators of this demonstration, as well as for all of you coming here today, raising your voices for a woman's right to choose. So big applause. No. Today we're here to tell all Polish women that we support you and you are not alone. Your struggle is our struggle, and we will stand with you side by side to ensure your rights as women and your free choice. Therefore, I'm also really pleased to announce that I have two messages from the political leaders of the Swedish and Polish Feminist Initiative, who wants you to know that they too take part in our joint fight for women and human rights. From Sweden, Gudrun Schyman, the political leader, has the following message for all of you. We in the Swedish Feminist Initiative wish to give you all of our support in defending and extending women's rights. We stand with you. Women's rights are human rights, and one of the most fundamental rights is that every woman can make her own decision about her own body. We're deeply concerned about the situation in Europe when we see how nationalism and extreme right-wing politics are growing support in our countries. We all need to strengthen our common work to resist these influences. We stand by you in protection of women's rights to abortion in every country, all over the world, and today we stand with you in Poland. And from Poland, Katarzyna Kastiela, the political leader of the Polish Feminist Initiative, sends you this message. Polish women protest because they want to be free. We don't want anything special, just want to regain our rights to decide about ourselves. Polish law makes us slaves. The ban on abortion is already practically in play, and every woman terminating a pregnancy is a criminal. The law allows abortion in 3 cases, but only 1 to 2 pregnancies are terminated due to pregnancy from a crime every year. And abortions due to fetal defects only mount up to several hundred a year. So in practice, what we're seeing is a complete ban on abortion. We Polish women are fed up. We want to be as free as all other EU citizens. Please help and support us. We want freedom and just love like you do. We don't want to die. In the Danish Feminist Initiative, we will do all we can to ensure that the women of Poland and every woman in the world are free. Free as human beings, free to choose. And a personal request. If you want to fight, or if you want to join our fight, we ask those of you who have Danish citizenship to please sign a voters declaration in vælgererklæring, so we can run for Danish Parliament and get national and international voice. And please go to our website and you can sign up. Thank you so much. Tak and Jinky.
Okay, which one was I supposed to press?
This one? Yes.
Oh,
Okay, sorry. Great. Can I do my speech again?
okay, so now we have Feminist Initiative. No. Sex of Samfund. Now we have Sex of Samfund.
Great.
Woohoo!
Okay, so I need to press this one. Can you hear me? Yeah. So, hello, my name is Lene Stavgaard, and I am the chairperson of the Danish Family Planning Association called Sex and Samfund. We are coming here today to support the Polish women in resisting the ban, the total ban of abortion, I must say. I have worked with women's rights and abortion in the past 12 years on a global level. And one thing that I think is very important to know is that abortion is not only about choice, it's also about life. It's about women's lives. And we will never let the opposition hijack the argument of life, because we are talking about women's lives globally every day when abortion is not safe and legal. I have not brought a paper today because I wanted to speak from the heart. I also want you to know that one important argument in Denmark in 1973 was actually not only about life, as I just said. It was actually also a matter of economy and class. And we must remember this when we look at this in a European context, because women in Poland who can pay to travel or who can pay to have safe, legal abortion other places are not the ones who are paying the price. It's really the underserved, the marginalized women who really needs the help that is affected about this ban. And we must remember this, because when we grow up in a country like Denmark, where our rights are safeguarded every day and where we can go and have an abortion if we need it with no questions asked, we sometimes forget how much of a privilege this is. So even though I'm very happy to see all of your faces here today, I would have liked to see even more, because we need to support each other. Not only the Polish women, but also women globally. Because we know that even in places where our rights are safeguarded, they are not necessarily set in stones. You see the conservative forces all over the world working against women's rights.
We just saw Trump, one of his first deeds was actually to reinstate the global gag rule, something that Sex and Samfund also works against globally with all our sister organizations to try to minimize the consequences of the global gag rule. For the people who doesn't know what the global gag rule is the development aid from the states now has strings attached. So that means that you cannot receive money if you work with abortion, and not even abortion post-care. So if you're a woman somewhere who actually received an unsafe, illegal abortion, you cannot even go to an organization anymore where they help you recover from this. Not with American funding, which is one of the biggest development aid funds globally. I stand here today in support of Polish women, and I hope that it will inspire even more people to take up this fight, because no one has safeguarded their rights if we don't enjoy the same rights globally. Thank you. And one thing that I always say when I speak about abortion, if you don't agree with abortion, then don't have one. You should keep your hands off other people's rights. If you don't agree to abortion, then don't have one.
Okay, now I'm gonna speak and not make a mistake. Helle Jacobsen from Amnesty International Denmark.
Thank you so much for the invitation to be here today, and thank you so much to the organizers for organizing this really important event. I'm here today not only on behalf of Amnesty Denmark, but on behalf of the whole global Amnesty International movement. Amnesty is here to show support with women and girls in Poland who again are taken to the streets to defend their human rights. Amnesty is also participating in protests in Warsaw, Paris, Brussels and London, at least, hopefully more. We are also very concerned about the bill that the Polish parliament is seeking to pass, because it will place women's health and lives at risk. Poland has one of the most restricted abortion laws in Europe. Even when abortion is legal, we know how difficult it is for women and girls in Poland to access safe and legal abortions. Restricting access to abortion even further will make things even worse. Banning abortions on the ground of fetal anomaly will have devastating effects on women and girls in Poland. Even if this bill seems less drastic than the one that authorities wanted to pass in 2016, the reality is that the majority of legal abortions are performed on these exact grounds that they are now trying to ban. This means that this bill is de facto a total ban on abortion in Poland. Amnesty has documented in many places in the world how restrictive abortion laws impact on the rights of women and girls across the world. We have seen in El Salvador that women are going to jail even when they have miscarriages. We have seen in Paraguay that victims of rape are denied abortions. We have seen in Ireland that women are treated as criminals if they have an abortion or have to travel abroad. Politicians in Poland should listen to the voices of thousands of women who are today taking it into the streets against further restrictions to abortions, against further violations to their fundamental human rights. Decisions about women's bodies should never be in the hand of politicians. Yesterday, more than 200 organizations, including Amnesty International, published a statement to support women and girls in their relentless campaigning against further restrictions to the abortion law. Today, once again, Polish women are telling politicians, the church and the world that they won't give up. Amnesty is here today to show our deep felt solidarity and tell all of these women that we will be standing by your side, not only today, but also in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think it means a lot to people from Poland, but also from other countries to hear that women's rights matter. We have heard politicians in Poland saying things like, but what does it matter? She's a woman, she needs to give birth. It's not about her life, it's about the baby. And I'm really sorry for people who don't speak Polish, but who's from Poland? Kto jest z Polski? Yes, of course! I'm really sorry, but we had a discussion before about how important it is to express our anger in Polish. So I'll switch into Polish for 2 minutes. Okej, jedziemy. Jesteśmy wkurwione i chciałyśmy to powiedzieć wcześniej. Chciałyśmy to powiedzieć w naszym języku. Niestety nie możemy być w naszych miastach, nie możemy być w Koszalinie, w Poznaniu i w Białym, i w Głogowie, i w Białymstoku też nie możemy być. Ale cieszymy się, że jesteście tutaj z nami, że pokazujemy, że tak naprawdę PiS nie może tego zrobić kobietom po raz kolejny. Byłam z parasolkami w 2016 roku, jak jeszcze mieszkałam w Polsce, i starsze Polki dziękowały młodym Polkom za to, że przyszły. Mówiły: dziewczyny, naprawdę nie wierzyłyśmy, że ktoś przyjdzie. A znowu my, młode i takie pewne siebie, zobacz, że starzy na demonstracje idą. I to jest zajebiste, że Polacy potrafią się jednoczyć w tym, co jest tak naprawdę najważniejsze. Więc wydaje mi się, żeby było zadośćuczynienia, żebyśmy tak sobie jebnęli tekstem moje ciało, mój wybór, żeby pokazać, że Polacy też są zdani. Okej, gotowi? Moje ciało, mój wybór! Moje ciało, mój wybór! Moje ciało, mój wybór! Moje ciało, mój wybór! Bo jest wkurw! Dziękuję bardzo. Okej, ostatnia. Thank you. The last thing is thank you to the girls, thank you to Olga and Agnieszka for helping organize it. Thank you to Amnesty and Hele for all the support. We actually received even an offer to have a professional sound system, but not enough time, and I wouldn't know how to work it out. Okay, so the plan for the video for Poland is if we could take the banner to the front, and then everyone stands so we can see the town hall, and we'll make a little speech in Polish, and then we shout, "Stop the ban." Can we practice? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Stop the ban! Okay. Done! Okay, if you can do it now. Thanks. So, okay. Witamy z Kopenhagi, gdzie właśnie przeprowadziliśmy solidarny protest z wszystkimi Polkami. Jesteśmy z Wami, przepraszamy, że nie mogłyśmy przyjechać na Warszawę. Miałyśmy też dzisiaj panie z Amnesty International, Sexual Samfund, o feministycznych inicjatyw, które solidaryzują się z naszym protestem. A więc pozdrawiamy i jesteśmy z Wami w Kopenhadze. Okay, and now we're going for a beer. So we have